Hey, Miss Emmons, I'm really glad you were able to sit down with me today. I'm working on my EDS degree, so I'm working through the coaching cycle right now. So you're going to help me learn. I'm going to help you learn. We're going to work together.
Okay.
So great lesson I just observed. What standard or skills were you working on?
We were working on a first grade standard, like phonemic awareness, like manipulating sounds and words, like deleting
Yeah.
some sounds, adding some sounds in.
And what was the lesson that you were using to teach that?
We were using a Heggerty lesson.
Heggerty, okay. And I noticed that as you were doing those Heggerty guided lessons, that your students seem to really enjoy that. Have you been using that program all year?
Yeah, we started early on in the year. I kind of backed up for some of my kids that were struggling with that, and like they might be in first, second grade, but started like with a kindergarten
Yeah.
book and worked up.
To meet them where they're at and bring them, okay, to
Yeah.
fill those gaps. Great. How often do you do those Heggerty lessons?
We try to do it at least a few times a week. Most of my groups or my kids, like the way their time's broken up, I see them a few times a week. So usually the start of most lessons we do Heggerty, so they're pretty adjusted to it.
Do you think that the Heggerty lessons have made an impact on your students' phonemic awareness skills?
Yeah, I do. I know they really enjoy it, the hand motions and all, especially. Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of growth with a lot of my kids.
Great. Is there any part? So I noticed with the lessons, there's a lot of hand motions and stuff that they have to do. Is there any part of that that you've had to change that your students have struggled with, or you've had to like modify any of the hand motions for your students?
Yeah, for a couple of my younger groups, I've changed hand motions up a little bit. Like, maybe if it's like an open hand for one thing and then like the closed for another, like you've kind of seen it. Like we just kind of carry on with the same instead of changing it to the next.
Yeah, I noticed like for the little ones, it's sometimes all the different hand motions are get a little difficult back and forth. So just make it more simple.
More uniform, I guess you could say.
That's great. Are you using any other activities or resources to support this, or are you just focusing on Heggerty?
Yeah, I mean it kind of carries over into their open court stuff. And I use the pass screener to kind of show like the similarities within both, like kind of track them as they go.
Okay. So you're using the pass screener to track their progress. Yeah. Great. So have any students made a lot of growth in that you've noticed?
Yeah, I have several that have made a lot of growth, and then some that have made little growth. But
do you have those handy? We could look at them. I want to see the ones that have made a lot of growth first. Okay. Or ones that you were really impressed with.
Yeah, this little guy, Hudson, I think he started at like level E, and then it's moved up to the second time we did it in January. Moved up to an H.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a good. Okay,
that's a pretty big jump for him.
Awesome. Let's see. So he started in just deleting syllables. That was really low. Okay, and then now he's up to deleting the initial sound. Okay. Cool.
So a pretty big jump for him.
Okay, great. Are there any other ones that made a lot of progress?
This little guy,
Grantley.
He started in level F, and now I think he's up to L. Yeah, he's up to an L.
That is significant growth. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Do you know? Are his parents doing anything at home with him to like supplement that?
I don't think
he's really
a lot of support at home. So
yeah,
for him to like put in all this effort,
that's a lot of growth. Okay, so do you have any that have not made sufficient progress? We can like look at those and maybe pinpoint, where they're struggling.
Yeah, I have a couple. This little guy, Toriano, I know he's missed a lot of school along the way, so I think that's where a good bit of his deficits come from, like why he's so far behind. But he's still.
So this was in August, it's beginning. So he was struggling with just deleting sounds in deleting syllables of 2-syllable words.
Yeah.
especially those with 3 syllables. Let's see. No, he did good with this, deleting the initial sound in those words, but then changing the sound. I see that he struggled with changing that first sound. Taking it off he's fine with, but switching it out for another one he struggled with. Same thing. Okay. So are you doing anything else to supplement his for his progress or to help him progress more? Are you doing anything else with that or just focusing on the Haggerty?
The Haggerty's, I guess, the big focus for him right now. But in with their open court interventions as well, they have some similar things, kind of building off.
I'm curious, is he struggling with like sight words and phonics? Just like the he's in 3rd grade, and he's what grade level would you think that he's like working on right now? Like for like the learned spelling patterns or sound spelling patterns.
I think the 1st grade's pretty on track for him. So a good bit.
So he's struggling across the board with just reading in general.
Right.
Okay, awesome. Were there any other ones that you wanted to look at to see if we could pinpoint where they need, we need to target focus with them?
I do have this
Ethan.
He's working pretty far behind. Grade level also. You can go back.
Oh, wow. So he struggled here and then did well. He struggled with deleting the syllables, but did well with deleting the first sound. That seems to be a common theme. And then again, to changing the sounds, the first sound.
Right.
Okay.
I have a lot that struggle in that area. We're trying to put more of a focus on that.
Yeah. I think that's great. What do you think are your next steps to like you have your ones that have made a progress and your ones that are lacking that progress? What are your next steps with each of those groups? Or do you have like a plan of where you're going to go with them?
Yeah, so I had them grouped in, similar to what they're working on. But, mine that have made so much growth or not so much, I'm definitely having to adjust how they're grouped and how I'm pulling them. So
because you're working in the Haggerty comes in 2 levels, right?
Yeah.
So you're in the lower, the primary level. Okay. So do you think you're going to be moving up to the next book?
Yeah,
with them?
I definitely have some that are ready to move on, and then some that might need a little more focus in that lower book.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you meeting with me today and going through this stuff. And maybe I wasn't the best, a little awkward, but I think it went well.
No, I appreciate it.
All
I
right.
like you looking through my stuff too.
Thank you.